Hey everyone, it's the Koopa Man. I've been re-exploring the Pokemon series lately, sort of as a means of rediscovering what I used to love about the franchise before it started going stale. And in doing so, I have been watching a number of videos related to the series as well. But what in particular caught my attention? This video by the YouTuber Livid, which discusses his thesis of choice being paramount to Generation 1 Red and Blue. While it's a great video and goes into the thesis of choice he had for his retrospective on Generation 1, I think he's limiting his scope a bit just talking about Red and Blue. For you see, viewer, the thing that sets Pokemon apart from other series isn't the creature collecting, though that is still an essential part of the franchise identity, nor is it the competitive battling scene, the stories, the characters, the gameplay, or any of that. It's choice. Furthermore, it's the agency that you, the player, has over the story and game. To the point that I would go as far as to say that Pokemon does not have a canon, as Pokemon as a series is a culmination of all of your choices. That's right, you, and me, and everyone who plays the series. It's our adventure. It's your adventure. It's my adventure. And that's what sets the franchise apart from Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest, or even Earthbound, which uses much of the same set dressings and aesthetics of a modern adventure. And it all begins when you open up the game for the first time. You're greeted by Professor Oak, or Birch, or Rowan, or whoever it is narrating the game's opening cutscene of that particular entry. And you're given a choice, even before the choice of a starter Pokemon. Yes, we've all seen the memes. Professor Oak doesn't know if you're a boy or a girl, and while this isn't a choice that's standard to the series until Crystal, it is part of the series' identity nonetheless, and an extension of that feeling of agency and control that is unique to this series. This goes even further as later entries such as X and Y allow you to choose even more about what your player character will look like, such as skin tone, eye color, and hair color. Some games even allow you to choose their outfit and hairstyle later on. While there are other RPG games that do this, not all of them have the same feel as it does for your Pokemon character. I mean, sure, you could change Cloud Strife's iconic spiky blonde hair, but doing so would be sort of sacrilege. But when you open up a Pokemon game for the first time, you're given a blank slate to insert yourself, or whoever you want into it, even Cloud Strife, if you can somehow manage it. The choice is yours. In fact, while there are default name sets for the characters, you're also given the choice of what to name your character as well, going further into getting you to ingrain yourself in the world of Pokemon as your player character. This is what I mean when I say the game is different from other JRPGs. Final Fantasy I was, at the end of the day, about the Heroes of Light, Dragon Quest I was about the Descendant of Erdrick, and even Earthbound was about Ness and his friends. But Pokemon, from Red and Blue, even into Scarlet and Violet, is about you. It's your adventure, with Pokemon. Now, there are a number of Pokemon fans who disagree with this, and that's fine for them to think so. Everyone has different opinions when it comes to art and media. To some, Pokemon Red and Blue is the journey of Pokemon Trainer Red, and his adventure from Pallet Town to the Indigo Plateau. To go even further, in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, you can battle Trainer Red, and he has a very specific team of Pikachu, either Espeon or Lapras depending on which version you're playing, Snorlax, and the 3 fully evolved starters, which basically says that this is his canon team. A team that's impossible to build outside of the upper version of Pokemon Yellow without trading. And if you're so inclined, you could use that as your team in the game and bring that team to the Elite Four and register it into the Hall of Fame after defeating Blue. That being said, if you were to choose not to do that and use a team of Bulbasaur and 5 Bellsprouts, name your character Gregory, and defeat your rival Buttface at the Indigo Plateau, that would not bar you from registering that team into the Hall of Fame. In fact, it works just the same. Pokemon does have a story, and there is progression from A to B to C in the setting, but that story is rather light, and the progression still allows you a choice in how you tackle other trainer battles, encounters, and how you build and name your team. In fact, it is that very boss fight with Red on Mount Silver that makes me theorize that if it were possible with the early technology of the Game Boy, Game Freak would have made it so that the Red you encounter was the same trainer you used in the prior games, down to every aspect. This is proven further when in Black and White 2, they were actually planning on doing this with Black and White 1 through the record mixing feature. It was, however, scrapped as they wanted the feature to be a surprise, and they could not think of a way to do it without spoiling it and keep it from being leaked online. But going back to the Red boss fight, Keeping his team of gift Pokemon like Eevee or Lapras, having all 3 starters to keep it vague which one he picked, and the fact that you cannot go through the game without encountering at least one of the 2 Snorlax, it gives an estimation of what the player's team from the first game could have been. Plus, Pikachu because mascot privileges. Aside from the other starters, you would be very hard pressed not to have caught the Snorlax, Lapras, or Eevee. 2 of them were even free gifts in the game. The only uncommon encounter is Pikachu in Viridian Forest, and that's assuming that he did catch it there and not the power plant, or was given one by Professor Oak, or a trade. That said, as time went on, Red did develop his own character in things like Pokemon Origins, Pokemon Masters EX, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, Sun and Moon, and the like. In fact, he sort of already had a canon character in the Pokemon Adventures manga. But the thing about Red's team and character is it changes from medium to medium and game to game. Game Freak are sort of vague about it to this day. Did he choose a Bulbasaur like the Adventures manga or Let's Go imply, or perhaps the Charmander like most fans say he did, or was the case in Pokemon Origins? We'll never really know because it's not really that important in the grand scheme of things, because who Red is as a character and who his Pokemon team is isn't as important as who Link is in Legend of Zelda or who Samus is in Metroid. For all we know, Red could just be a dyslexic, almost robotic cultist who worships the Helix fossil, and it'd be just as valid in the grand scheme of things. The thing that is important about Red is simple. He's a young boy, probably early or preteens, from Pallet Town, who's rivals with the professor's grandson. He starts out on a Pokemon adventure, battles the region's 8 gym leaders, defeats Team Rocket, and becomes the very best like no one ever was. What happens in between those 2 points is up to you, really. And that's a story that's carried on into Gold and Silver, Ruby and Sapphire, Diamond and Pearl, Black and White, and so on and so forth. Sure, elements do change. Gym Leader Norman is your father in the Hoenn games, for example, regardless of the gender of your player character. That never changes. But how you choose to go about your adventure is up to you, right down to your very first Pokemon, which has always been either a Fire type, a Water type, or a Grass type, with a couple of exceptions. And from there, you choose which Pokemon you want to catch and use on your team, how you go about beating the gym leaders, and what names you give your Pokemon. You can even get choices later on like fossils to collect, in-game trades to make, side quests to participate in like the Contest Spectacular, and more. Pokemon as a series has always been a culmination of your choices as a player, both inside the game and out. It's what sets the series apart from The Legend of Zelda, Metroid, Mario, Star Fox, and other Nintendo titles. Heck, taking it a step further, it sets itself apart from most other JRPGs in this respect as well. The canon isn't as important or as valid as the choices you as the player makes. It's all up to you. Sure, it's not total freedom, that'd be anarchy. You're not gonna run into anything but Pidgey or Rattata on Route 1 Kanto, but that's just life. Life is all about the choices you make after all.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
And that's really why Pokemon is so special, even to this day. Granted, in recent entries, your choices have been limited. The Exit is proof of this. And while Scarlet and Violet do give players the illusion of choice with its 3 narratives, you still have to complete all 3 to finish the game. Honestly, it was better when they weren't drawing attention to the rails they put you on. Now that we notice that they're there, it's a massive distraction. At the end of the day, how you engage with the series is up to you. Do you want to build a competitive-only team using just what Smogon recommends? Go for it. Do you want to go on a challenge run where you have to only use 1 Pokemon, or you have to catch and name the first Pokemon in each route and make sure they don't faint or you can't use them again? Knock yourself out. Do you want to just play with your favorites? Go right ahead. Do you want to do a Canon Red run? Well, which canon are we talking about here? Manga? Anime? Games? Either way, it's your choice to do so. Heck, you can even write little stories or draw little comics about your personal Pokemon adventure. It doesn't necessarily have to be Red's journey, you know. Ever since Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire introduced the concept of a Pokemon multiverse, where every playthrough and every version is its own universe, you have the freedom to do that if that's what your heart desires. It's all about whatever you think is fun for your version of the game, right down to which of the two versions you purchase at Walmart before you even turn the damn thing on. But that's all I got about this. It's just something that's been sitting on my mind since replaying the old Generation 1 games with my first playthrough of Japanese Pokemon Blue. Hopefully it comes across well. It wasn't meant to be a video praising or attacking the series as a whole, as I've done plenty of those before. Just an elaboration of a theme I noticed. Anyway, if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe to see more. Let me know what you think in the comments. What were your choices in Pokemon games? Do you know or even care about there being a canon storyline? Or did you do what you wanted to do regardless? Feel free to discuss, as I'd love to hear from you guys. Have a look at my other videos, such as this playlist where I've talked about Pokemon other times before, and until next time, game on.